In this video, we are going to look at the prices of the most commonly used building materials, sand, cement, stones, iron rods, and even equipment that we use for building as at November 2023. And I'm also going to tell you tips and advice on how you can save on these materials and get the very best deals coming up next. Now, before we get into the prices of the building materials, I have a question for you. How much do you think this 2-bedroom house with 2 toilets and bath and a small kitchen and a hall is going to cost you? Comment below and let me know. And stick to the end of the video because we are going to tell you a bit about that as well. Now, with that said, let's get straight into the price of cement. Today, a bag of GASM 42.5 R grade is selling at about 94 Ghana cedis, while CIMA 42.5 R grade is selling at 82 Ghana cedis. Jata Cement 42.5 R grade is also selling at 94 Ghana cedis. Super Cement 42.5 R is selling at 81 Ghana cedis, whilst Diamond 42.5 R is selling at 84 Ghana cedis. So somebody may be asking, what do you use the 42.5 R grade cement for? That is the cement that most people in Ghana are going to be using throughout their building projects. If you are not building any multi-complex story building, your block work, your casting, your concrete casting, your columns, your beams, etc., most people are going to be doing 42.5 R grade cement. Next, if you wanted 32.5 R grade cement, there are very cheaper alternatives. So today, Seoul is selling at about 67 Ghana cedis. Empire Cement is selling at about 67. Super Cement is selling at 70. CIMAF is about 70. Diamond is 68. And GASM is about 85 Ghana cedis. Now, comment below and let me know how much you purchase your bags of cement for and where you are watching from. Really important. Where is your building project? How much you purchase your bags of cement for? Let us know in the comments below. Next, let us look at the price of iron rods, where a ton of iron rods is selling for about 7,500 to 7,600 Ghana cedis per ton, depending on the size of the iron rods. And these are mild steel iron rods, not the high tensile. We'll come to the high tensile in a bit. So if you wanted the individual units, then you can get the 20 millimeters selling for about 169 Ghana cedis. And the 169 Ghana cedis, 45 pieces of the 20 millimeters is going to give you a ton. Now, if you want the 16 millimeters, it's selling at about 107.20 Ghana cedis. And for that, you are going to need 70 pieces to give you a ton. Now, if you want the 14 millimeters, then a unit price is selling for about 79 Ghana cedis. And a ton is going to give you 95 pieces. If you want the 10 millimeters, then a unit price is selling for 35 cedis and a ton is 180 pieces. Finally, if you want the 8 millimeters, a unit price is selling about 16.70 and a ton is going to give you 300 pieces. Again, let us know where you purchase your iron rods from, how much it costs, and where you are building at in your local area. Next, if you wanted high tensile iron rods, then you can get a ton for about 9,800 Ghana cedis. If you wanted the individual pieces, then you can get 20 millimeters selling at 297 Ghana cedis. So looking at the mild steel selling at 169 Ghana cedis, whilst the high tensile is selling at 297 Ghana cedis, it shows that there's a difference of about 130 Ghana cedis. And that's why a lot of people don't want to use the high tensile. Why would you want to use high tensile? If you are building multi-complex story buildings, you are building superstructures, you are building skyscrapers, you are building huge apartment blocks, you would want to use high tensile iron rod instead of the mild steel. Again, if you wanted 16 millimeters high tensile, then you are going to purchase it at 188.50 Ghana cedis. If you want 12 millimeters, you can get 106.60. And if you want the 10 millimeters, you can get it for 73.20 Ghana cedis. If you want the 8 millimeters, you can get it at 49 Ghana cedis. Now, if you want binding wire, selling at about 52 Ghana cedis. If you wanted nails to buy, you can get it between 50 to 80 Ghana cedis, depending on the size of the nails and the type of nails. So is it concrete nails or it is normal nails? Let's talk about sand and stones, because these are materials that you are going to use throughout your building project. So if you are doing plastering, block work, concrete work, beams, columns, etc., you are going to be using sand. And if you are doing anything concrete, you are definitely going to need chippings, or what we call stones. Today, a trip of sand or stones is selling between 1,000 cedis for sand single cubic capacity track and about 2,500 for the double cubic capacity track. For stones, the single cubic capacity is selling at about 1,400 cedis, all the way to about 3,500 Ghana cedis. And all these depend on how far they are going to fetch the stones and how far they are going to deliver it. And of course, the cubic capacity of the track. Again, let me know how much you purchased your stones recently and your sand, in which area as well. Next, let's talk about scaffolding, because that is one of the hidden costs to building, especially if you want to do anything like painting, roofing, stoneworks, etc. And so today, a piece of scaffolding is selling for about 50 Ghana cedis. And many times you're going to need at least 5 to 6 pieces for any work. Sometimes you're going to need 12. So if you need at least 6, that's 300 Ghana cedis per day. Now, if you want to rent wheelbarrows, they are renting it for about 15 to 25 Ghana cedis, depending on the type and quality. But if you want to purchase wheelbarrow outright, then it's selling for about 550 to 900 Ghana cedis. If you want to rent spades and shovels for the concrete mixing and cement mixing, then they are renting it for about 10 to 15 Ghana cedis. Again, let us know how much you rent yours for in the comments below. Let's talk about wood, where today just the wire boards that we use for boarding your columns and beams, etc., some even use it for scaffolding, is selling out about 90 to 150 Ghana cedis. I purchased 6 of them recently and I was blown away. 96, 54, crazy. But I negotiated for ones that are not going to last very long, because the purpose for which I was needing it was for scaffolding, and this was the very last time I was going to need scaffolding on my building project. So I went for bushcat boards and they gave it to me for about 70 Ghana cedis. So again, you decide what you are using your boards for. If it's something you can reuse, then you probably want to purchase one that has good quality, good strength, good thickness and all that, so that you can reuse it. But if you're not going to reuse it, then you probably want to purchase those of lower strength and quality and save some money. Or sometimes the merchants also buy back the wood from you. So when you're going to purchase it from them, tell them I'm going to use it, but after I do it, can I sell it back to you? And they'll say yes. Maybe I'll purchase it from you for 40, 50 Ghana cedis, etc. And so essentially, if the wood is 90 cedis and the merchant is buying it back for 50 cedis, what you are paying is 40 cedis. If you found these tips helpful, make sure to like the video and share it with as many people as possible. Now, I promised you that I was going to share with you tips on how to save money and best advice to get the best deals. So when it comes to buying cement, I think we've made a lot of videos where we talk about how to save money on cement. But quickly, 1, purchase your cement in bulk, because purchasing in bulk allows you to have the negotiating power to negotiate with the merchants or vendors who are selling it. So instead of buying, let's say 10 and then next week coming to buy another 10, if you have the financial capacity, then purchase like 50, 100, etc. And the bag of cement, which is selling for about 94 Ghana cedis, can be given to you at 90 Ghana cedis. I know it works because I've done it many times. Now, cement has a shelf life of about 3 to 4 months of optimal storage conditions. And that's another advice I'm going to give you. Once you purchase your cement, make sure you keep it away from moisture, extreme heat, and sunlight. Keep it in a dry place. Don't keep it on the concrete floor. Find at least a wooden slab and put it on it so that your cement does not expire or become hard as cake. When it comes to sand, if you want to save money on sand, then you probably want to purchase the double cubic capacity tracks instead of the single ones. What does that mean? Usually when you are doing your block work, you know that after block work, you are probably going to do your columns and your beams. You are going to require sand. And even after all that is done, you're probably going to need extra sand for plastering works. So instead of purchasing a single cubic at 1,000 or 1,004 and then purchasing it multiple times, why don't you purchase the double track, the double axle track, where you can actually make some savings on it. Then similar with stones, you purchase the double capacity track instead of the single cubic capacity. Again, when it comes to sand, the place where you pour or dump your sand is very important. Make sure that you are not pouring your sand somewhere where it's like a slope, because when it rains, it's going to wash away your sand. It's going to cause erosion. And I've seen that too many times. I'm sure you can relate to what I'm talking about. Now, at the start of the video, I asked you how much you think this building project is going to cost. So the total cost of the project you are seeing on your screen is about 420,000 Ghana cedis, with the labor being about 92 Ghana cedis and the materials being about 330,000 Ghana cedis. And we have a dedicated channel called the Building Academy where we go into details on all these things. If you found this video helpful, share, subscribe. See you in the next video. Thanks, baby.